Welcome to another GFW Impact. That just doesn't roll off the tongue. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Maybe it's just I can't stand the fact that, you know, they went down this route without really preparing properly. But this is what we got. Opening of the show was a Super X Cup match. No promo, no story, no nothing. Just a match. It was refreshing. We got Drago with that tongue thing. I don't know what the hell is he slurping. It's something. And then we got Sammy Godgeva. I can't pronounce the guy. He is not Mexican. He's not Colombian. He is, what was he? Cuban. It's nice to see a Cuban actually doing wrestling. Haven't seen a Cuban in a while. I mean, No Way Jose is Dominican, so can't say that he, as far as I know, he's Dominican. Anyway, what we had with this match and what we had from their short vid packs, it was nice to see they did a vid pack for both these guys. It's just that maybe the vid pack from last week should have been theirs, and then a little bit more for this week. That's one of the problems I see when it comes to the Super X Cup. You're doing it just before their match, and the hype for them is not there. If you gave it at least a week or two of build, put a vid pack of them at least a week or two in advance, saying X Division's Super X Cup coming next week or 2 weeks from now. We're going to have these two, and here's the video package from Crash or the video package from AAA. In their own territory, not GFW. You see, I'm not really used to the GFW. I'm saying FCW. I'd rather have the old FCW NXT thing than GFW Global Force Wrestling. You get my point. Anyway, that's what I feel. They should have done it a week or two in advance to really make this Super X Cup important. The match was okay. And it was Drago who won. I didn't expect the other one to win. I think he's not as well known. But that just, it hurts to know that if GFW is going to also promote the other promotions, instead of putting a little more effort into it, giving a couple of weeks of build, 1 week or 2 weeks would be better. They're just doing it on the night they're going to show it. And that's where I think they're really failing with this company. And here's another one. What was it? What was it again? I cannot remember which match it was. Which match was it? I cannot remember. Oh yeah, it was AAA versus Crash. You got Garza Jr., Guerrero Kid, and what was it? The Octagon Citan versus a guy from AAA that I can't even remember other than Trevor Lee. And they had a match. No promos for them. Barely any build for them. Nothing. And the worst thing is there's nothing that they gain. It's almost like they did Team X Gold again. That's what it kind of felt like from last year. Team X Gold was bullshit. And this kind of had a little hint of it. But here's the thing that was interesting. When it comes to Trevor Lee, I wasn't totally fond of Trevor Lee just getting the title and then Sanjay Dutt really not getting treated well. He's getting the shaft. That's the reason why I didn't mention it in the last couple of weeks. I didn't really want to say it because it wasn't resonating with me. But now that I think about it, you're doing something totally different. Usually the face tries to get back at the heel. Usually the face gets the heel. Usually the face, like in WWE, is always over the heel, and that usually means the face is the heel and the heel is the face. Here, you got a really credible heel in a Trevor Lee who can wrestle, who's not afraid to kick ass. And then you got Sanjay Dutt, who, in this case, is getting the shaft as a real face. He's really getting screwed over here. And that's actually nice to see. Bruce Pritchard, who seems to have turned heel a little bit, is kind of helping Trevor Lee to keep that title, which I feel like is a little bit of a difference. I'm alright with that. Now, going to that, we had this, what was it? Triple threat of Matt Sydal, Low Key, and who is this guy? Phantasma. Didn't really care about Phantasma. I didn't. Yeah, they showed a little scene of him getting the moniker from his father, or was it his uncle? I can't remember. I think his father or his uncle. Probably his uncle. And he's been taking over for his uncle, like Rey Mysterio did for his uncle, which was kind of cool. But the thing is, since we don't see anything from either maybe Crash or AAA where he's at, I guess he's in AAA, that's where this entire thing falls apart. I still feel like it's good to see the other promotions involved in GFW if they're going to help promote them, and then finally have one big pay-per-view for all four of them. They need to reconstruct this situation because it's just not right. You're not showing Crash. You're just showing what happened at GFW. You're not doing promos from Crash. You're only doing GFW. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, no. How are you going to put over GFW? You can, as long as you do it in proper proportions. Once or twice out of the month. Usually it's like once a month would be really good. That they show some really good information and actually lead you to a website, to these actual places, so they can actually be seen more thoroughly. Or better yet, have GFW say, on GFW Impact's YouTube channel, we will be showing scenes of these people from AAA, from Crash, from Wrestling Noah. How hard is that? Think about it. You really are trying to make something like the National Wrestling Alliance, but you're not really building it like the National Wrestling Alliance. They always try to incorporate it into their own promotion, but still let the other ones be independent enough that show scenes from them. That's what they used to do back in the 70s and 80s. They used to show some scenes from the other promotion, next to showing scenes of their own. They budgeted it properly. And in this situation, I just don't feel it. Now, Seidel won the triple threat. And then he calls out Bruce and says, look, I just beat the guys. I'm one of the best. Give me a X Division title shot. Then Lashley comes out. He says, this is bullcrap. I want my title. I am the most dominant. And he destroys Seidel. My guess is this. Seidel versus Lashley. Either one, if they win their match, they get a title shot. That's what I feel is going to happen. I believe Seidel's going to go up against Lashley. They're not going to limit it. Whoever wins get their own shot at whatever title they fit into. If they just built up into it for a couple of weeks, I would be really interested in seeing Seidel fight Lashley. If it's just a one-time thing on the same night that it's announced, it's just, And that really upsets me. Here's the thing. I'm glad to see, what was her name? Amber Nova. Oh my gosh, she's more prettier than Eva Story. I can't pronounce the woman. This woman's even prettier than her, unless that's her. Then you got Sienna. No KM. Thank you. I can't stand KM in the character he's in. I want to strangle whoever came up with that idea for him to be a stupid heel. Stupid heel. Not a heel. A stupid-minded heel. It's just... But anyway, it wasn't a fast match. It was a squash match. Karen Jarrett comes out, and I'm waiting for the Slag Daddy to do his impression of Karen Jarrett. I can't wait to see it. But in the end, Karen comes out. Sienna demands her to get on her knees and say she's the best. Allie comes out with a kendo stick. Then Laurel Van Ness comes out, kicks her ass. Then we got who? We got Rosemary. And then we got Gail Kim. And it felt like Gail Kim was more important than Rosemary, who's getting a shot at Sienna's unification titles at a last Knockout Standings match again. Here's a problem. It didn't feel like Rosemary was important. It felt like Gail Kim was important. I had to think about that because I don't want to think about it. I know Gail Kim's last run is this. By the end of this year, she's done with She may go to WWE after this. Who knows? She may never go back to GFW. She permanently retires because she never wants to go back to the company again. I doubt that she'll fully retire. She's still young enough to still wrestle. But here's the thing. I want to see Rosemary. I want to see Allie. I want to see Sienna and Laura Van Ness be done something. I want to see Eva Stovey. I want to see Amber Nova. I want to see MJ Jenkins. When have I seen these women? I haven't. I care about women's wrestling. I don't care about seeing how big their boobs are, their asses are, and if I can see their damn crotch. These women can wrestle just as good as the men if they're promoted properly. And supposedly, before I had a chance to see Impact in the mid-2000s, they did the most best job of any promotion that exists in the United States. They really promoted the women even more than the men. And I'm not seeing it here. And it's pissing me off. I'm sorry I had to do that rant. Now we have three more things to talk about. Fatal 4-Way. Why were the Swole Mates coming out? Why were the Swole Mates given the opportunity to get into the ring? Why did the Swole Mates come in and try to kick the ass of a Eli Drake? Eli Drake! Why? 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 Why are they doing this? In the end, they finally had the Fatal 4-Way with him, with Eddie, with EC3 and Moose. And here's the thing. It wasn't a bad match. Moose looked good. EC3 looked good. And Eli Drake, the weakest one there was Eddie Edwards. I'm not saying he's a good wrestler. It's just his character sucks right now because he's got nothing and no direction. And it was Eli. I'm so happy Eli won. I wanted him to win for a long time. He has been on a losing streak. He has been treated badly. The beginning of this year, when he finally was beginning to be allowed to talk again. Remember last year, near the end, he couldn't talk. After EC3 beat his ass, he couldn't talk for weeks. I'm glad he's back. But then, this is supposed to be about EC3 and Moose. EC3 and Moose. And Eli Drake won. Where does he fit? Where? Where does Eli Drake fit in the feud between Moose and EC3? He doesn't. Because he beat everyone, he could say, hey, I want the Impact Grand Championship, try again. So that means he'll be interfering. Impossible. Possible. He may interfere with what's going on with Moose and EC3. And this should be about them, not him interjecting into that. And it hurts me because I want Eli Drake. He's a great talker and he's good in the ring. Now, second to last. The Guido date. Oh my God. I don't want to see this. Look. Laura Van Ness is doing a great job. Her character is crazy and she's going there. And she crawling on top of a table to get some pepper, making her look incredibly sexy until she put that pepper in her face. I don't have a shot of it. Just have her crawling there. I'm covering my face. It was funny. She's the one that made that entire thing work. I don't care about Guido. I don't care about Guido. I don't. I understand this is to try and do a completion with her story. But I don't care about Guido. But I'm glad Laura Van Ness is getting a really good promotion here. Finally, if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. This is about the hot, red hot blood. Or that hot blood. I think that's better. That hot blood. That Mexican or Latin hot blood. Look, I'm part Puerto Rican. But I'm also part Native American, Black, and Chinese. Supposedly. I've never had that searing fire of a Latin heritage where maybe Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Venezuelans, you name the Latin heritage or someone from Spain, they do somehow have this really bad temper sometimes. I'm not saying every one of them and every single time, but they can have one freaking bad temper. I've seen it. And I just don't have that. I can get mad. I can get pissed as hell. I just don't have like that searing, burning temper. And they were trying to promote that here. Now, I don't know if it really came across well. I don't know if it really mattered to come across well. Particularly what's going on with Alberto El Patron. I don't know. They beat up on his dad. They beat up on his brother. They warned his brother and dad. They brought them to the ring. They hit them with kendo sticks. When Alberto came out, he did a nice promo. It wasn't the greatest, but it was nice. It was good. He supposedly joined LAX to free his family, and then he beat the shit out of them with a kendo stick. Here's the problem. Yeah, that Latin blood came out. That rage came out. But does that mean it's going to be over from Conan not going after his father and brother again? Isn't he going to go after them again now? Because he refused and beat them up? Here's the thing that gets me. A couple of things. One, we know that they might not go back to the brother and dad again, which kind of defeated the purpose of him doing that in the first place. He should have stayed with LAX, waited a while, and then broke away. Two, Conan pisses me off severely because this is all about him. Look, I've said this already. Conan is a good wrestler in the past. He's a great talker in the past. For one, understand, LAX was very good in the mid-2000s. But this is 2017, Conan. And you got 4 to 5 people behind you. No, 4 people, sorry. Including Diamante. You should be giving them the shine. You back them up when they lack. Or when they seem like they're missing the mark when to talk. You back them up when they need some help. When they seem not to be doing well in the ring. You don't just do it for them. What happens when Conan finally retires? He is his 50s by now. And this isn't about him. I want to see the people from LAX step up and start talking. The only thing to do is holding a title and holding a t-shirt out. Diamante's talk more than they did. And that's saying a lot. She's not even wrestling as a knockout. She's just back up to them. And I just don't see it's important. Seeing that they showed that Latin heritage of rage can be okay. But it depends if they put it in the proper context. And I gotta say that GFW's missed the mark today. They did not do this show very well. They showed the other promotions, but they didn't promote that they're going to show them ahead of time to make it special. Then the matches they put here, they did them only now. And instead of giving them a couple of weeks to build up. You can show promos of them for about a few minutes throughout the night. Come on. You know how to do it. Bruce or Jeff or anybody know how to do the job properly. Come on. Used to do it for years. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good... It's hot in my apartment. It's like almost 90 degrees. New York is hot. Peace!